MSK with our trumpets ready for our next playing session. Last week we did, or I asked you to do, Sleigh Ride from this book, which uses all the notes up to A and uses crotchets and quavers. So word of the week, we're thinking about duration. What does duration mean? Duration is how long something is, okay? How long something lasts. So if we're talking about notes or music notes, long notes and short notes, it's basically how we make rhythm, long notes and short notes. So if we're looking at Sleigh Ride, the duration of the first note is 1 beat, and the 2 notes that follow it is half a beat each, so they're shorter and they end up being quicker. So that's the word duration for the length of the notes. So I hope you've been practicing Sleigh Ride, and if I can hear that from you when we meet again, that would be amazing, especially if you can do it with the CD, the backing. Now, I said that we would look at page 24 this week, and you may have had a look at this as well already. F sharp. So remember, you can work out quite a lot from this book on your own without me. It tells you that the note is called F sharp, and it shows you that it uses your second valve or your second finger. Underneath the note, there's a little bubble saying the sharp raises the pitch of a note by 1 semitone. So the pitch of a note, we know what pitch is, higher sounds, lower sounds. A semitone is a half step. So in our music, if we go from F to F sharp, those 2 notes are right next door to each other and we can't play anything in between. So here's F, and here's F sharp, which is the highest. I'm going to play them again. You can hear F sharp goes up a bit. And you might call it a hashtag, but remember in the music room, that is a sharp sign, and that shows us that the note's going to be slightly higher. If we were in the music room, I would show you on the keyboard, on the piano, that F is a white note and F sharp is a black note. So the sharps and also flats when we get to them are always the black notes on the keyboard. Okay, so let's first of all play our, let's think about duration. Let's play some long notes. Play me a G. Play me an E. Play me C. G. A. Up to B. Up to C. Because we know we've got all those notes that we're playing, not necessarily reading. So now can we play them short? And actually, if I show you this sheet again, it's got this word on the bottom, staccato. Staccato, that's an Italian word, a musical word, which means very short, short and sharp. So let's play some staccato notes. I'm not going to tell you what to play. Any note you like, short, play it with me. So when I go boom, that's when we play t with a short sound. Here we go. Any note. Try F sharp. How fast can you go? So short notes and longer notes, duration, how long the note lasts. Now let's look at page 24. This is our new page. We've only got 2 tunes and then a play by ear, which we'll come back to in a minute. The first tune is what we call an exercise, because that just is all the notes there explaining or showing you how to play the notes slowly, including F sharp. Now, one thing which they don't mention, count the bars with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bar 6 of the first tune on page 24 starts with an F sharp, the next note is an E, and the next note looks like F, but it's still F sharp, very important, it's still F sharp. They only put the sign in, the sharp sign, hashtag, but we don't call it hashtag, they only put the sign in once at the beginning of the bar. Any other Fs in that bar are still F sharp, and the bar line cancels out the sharp, which is why when we get to the next bar, they have to put the sign in one more time. And it's very easy to forget that that second F in that bar is still F sharp. So don't forget, it will sound funny if you do forget. So let's try and play all the notes in this tune. So look at bar 2. What's the second note? Just double checking. That second note is a low B. Yeah, we know that. Okay, so starting on G. Ready? We're going to play, if we can, all the way through, nice and slowly, because we can go at any tempo we like. Remember, any speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you remember the extra F sharp in bar, was it bar 6? Yeah? If you didn't, it would have sounded weird and it would have clashed with me. So if you need to pause the video, you can always go back and play that again. Now let's look at the next tune. This is the sort of proper tune on this page. It's called The Cuckoo. And we're in spring now, spring going into summer. The cuckoo comes back in spring and it goes away in the autumn. And this tune uses F sharp. Now, have a look at the name of the composer for this tune, composed by 10-year-old Edward Duckett. So this is a 10-year-old boy, and I think he's the son of the person who wrote the book. So great to get your tune in a book. It says here, compose your own piece about a bird or an animal or one of the seasons. And we've talked about this before, so I love to see some of your compositions when we come back to school. It can be simple as you like. Think about your duration of the notes, the rhythm, the long and the short notes. Think about some words you might put to the piece. And I think this is how this one started, because if you've ever heard a cuckoo, it goes cuckoo, cuckoo, and this is how this piece starts. Look at the first note. What is it? It is an A, and there's a dot underneath the note, and that actually, get my sheet again, that means that we play that staccato, we play it short. Okay, so we're going to go for cuckoo, play a short note on the A. So this is how it starts, and then there's a rest on beat 4, yeah? Cuckoo, rest, cuckoo, rest, and then the rest of the song comes after that. So, looking at the song first, look at the structure of the song, how it's put together. Go all the way through the first line, first line, first line. You get to the end of the first line. There's what we call a double bar with the 2 dots. And I bet you have remembered that that means repeat. So we do the first line twice. Then you go to the next line. Now, we've got the same cuckoo sound, but it's going to be sounding slightly different because it's different notes. Cuckoo. And on this line, watch out for this bubble. It says watch out for the Fs which are not sharpened. So if there's no sharp sign in front of the note, it means it's our normal F, or what we call natural, F natural. So on this second line, all the Fs are natural. Now, something that may be new, or maybe you've seen it before, when you get to the end of the second line, there's a big bubble pointing to some words over the last note. They're a little bit higher than they should be, but it says D, C, al, fine. Now, these are all Italian words, because lots of music comes from Italian words. Now, look at the bubble. This stands for da capo al fine, not fine, fine. Da capo al fine. Capo means the top, or the head, your cap, the head. So sometimes in band you might even see me do this, which means go back to the beginning or play the main tune. So da capo means to the beginning or from the beginning, al fine until the end, which is what it says here, which means go back to the beginning and finish at the bar mark fine, and that's on the top line. It says, it looks like fine underneath where it says Edward Duckett, but it's fine and it means finish or end. So the structure of this tune is we play the first line twice because of the repeat mark, then we play the second line once, then we go back to the beginning and we play the first line again. So if we call the first line theme A and the second line theme B, it means we go A, B, A. And that happens a lot in music, including the kind of music we play in band as well. I'm going to play the whole thing all the way through, and I want you to think about how it makes you feel. The beginning of the tune with the cuckoo coming in spring, and then the second part where the cuckoo goes away in autumn. What difference does the F or the F sharp make to the feeling or the sound of the song? Okay, here we go. The cuckoo. Have a listen. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. Second line. Beginning. Okay, so that's the whole song. A, B, A. Did you notice the difference in the sound or the feeling between the first line and the second line? The first line to me sounds happy. You've got the F sharps. Ba, ba. It's positive, springtime, the sun is shining. Second line is a bit more sad because when we get to the third bar, particularly of the second line with the F natural, sounds a bit sadder. It's autumn, the weather's changing, and the cuckoo has flown away. Then we go back and the cuckoo comes back again, and that's like the seasons going round and round. So have a think about the sound of that. If you compose your own piece about a bird or an animal, you might want to put the F sharp and the F in at different times. So that's one piece for you to practice, and I'd love to hear that next time I see you. There's quite a lot in that tune. Next week I'll play that tune again, but I'll play it with the backing track, which will be quite a bit faster. But that's something for you to work up to. If you look at the bottom of the page, you've got play by ear, and that's about using your ears like we do in band really. We don't use music, do we? We just think about what the notes sound like. If you look at the left-hand tune, you will know what the song is because you've played it before but not using these notes. And the idea is that they've given you the beginning of the tune, and where it says continue, that's for you to work out on your own. So I'm just going to play the beginning. Do you recognise this song? Okay, I think you could probably work out how to play that song all the way through because you know the song. And it is The Saints Go Marching In, of course. So if you needed to, go back to page 18 and play it starting on C. Then come back to page 24 and start it on D. Now, because it starts on D, we have to use F sharp all the way through. So have a go at that. Okay, one last thing I'm going to do for this lesson is go back a bit to page 20. And we started to look at this, I think, when we were still together at school, when I first came to this land, a duet. So, like I did with the German tune, I'm going to play each of these parts so that you can practice playing along with them. Okay, some things that we now know all about really, really well. If you look at the second line, well, first of all, let's just make sure that you remember that when you play the first line, you play all the way to the first line, you don't go there, do you? You go to this first line. So if you're playing that line, you carry on to this line, and if you're playing the second line, you carry on to the bottom line here. So what I'm going to do first is play the top line all the way through, top line, then afterwards I'll play second line. When you get to these repeat marks, this means that this section goes twice. We know that already because we've just talked about repeats. And when you get to these notes here, you already know now really, really well that they are quavers because we've done that page. So when I first came to this land, here is the first part, the first line. So you can practice playing this first line along with me, or you can practice playing the second line along with this version. Okay, here I go. when I first came to this land, first line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe that was a bit fast for you. Practice it slowly. When you're up to speed, you can play along with me. Here is now the second part. First thing to note is the rests. So you play a note and then it's rest, rest. If you don't rest for 2, it won't fit with the first part. Okay, so here we go, second part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest. Don't forget the repeats. Don't forget to do that section twice. And make sure you count, because if you're not counting, it will go wrong. Duration. How long are the notes? How long are the rests? Yeah, and then you will keep together. Okay, so that's it for today. Work on page 24 and work on this duet, When I First Came to This Land, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.